You're listening to the Confidence Within podcast. If you are a successful professional or entrepreneur who is nonetheless struggling with the fear of public speaking, then you are in the right place. This podcast is all about igniting your inner confidence, learning to show up with genuine authority and brilliance, and becoming the best version of yourself. I'm your host, Victoria Lyasnyansky, and welcome to my show. Hello and welcome to the Confidence Within podcast. Today, I want to share with you what overcoming the fear of public speaking can do for your career and your life. And I'm going to share my own examples as well as examples of a few of my clients. As some of you know, I used to be absolutely terrified of public speaking. I literally could not speak in meetings. It was very hard for me to raise my hand, stand up and speak with all eyes on me. I couldn't speak on stage. I felt so much anxiety around speaking in public. It was pretty much impossible to do anything that involved speaking. And I worked very hard on conquering that fear. I read lots of books, I watched some videos, and none of the advice was helping me. But eventually, after years and years of working on myself, I was able to successfully overcome my fear of public speaking. And the way I did it was by working on my inner confidence. It was all about building unshakable inner confidence. Now, I was very confident in my career. I was very confident in my life. I felt really good where I was professionally. I was starting my first business while still working in the corporate. And I had no doubt in my mind that I was really, really good at what I did, which at the time was software engineering. I was building applications. I was building websites. And the company that I started was a web design and development company. And what I have discovered, and I know a lot of you feel exactly the same way, is that your professional confidence has no correlation to the fear of public speaking, which is absolutely crazy. You would think that those go hand in hand, right? That if you are in a meeting, you raise your hand, you stand up, all eyes are on you, you know you're a professional, you know you're an expert at what you do, you should have no trouble speaking. But that's not the case for most people. Most people, no matter how good they are at what they do, no matter how much of a leader they are, no matter how much of an expert they are, they completely lose all of that. They lose all of their confidence as soon as all eyes are on them. And so what I was working on wasn't building this generic confidence. I already had plenty of that. What I was working on was building unshakable inner confidence that I can carry with me when I go on stage, when I go into a meeting, when I go into an interview. I was trying to build unshakable inner confidence that was directly related to speaking confidence. And once I was able to completely obliterate this fear of public speaking, my whole life has changed. From that moment, I could go anywhere and speak without fear, speak with genuine confidence. Not fake confidence, but genuine confidence. And so I wanted to give you a couple of examples what this newfound, unshakable inner confidence that was directly related to speaking has done for me. And I truly have dozens and dozens of examples from my own life, but I only wanted to give you a couple. I was in between businesses. I was back in the corporate and I was interviewing for a position of a senior project manager. By then, I was no longer doing software engineering myself. I was managing IT projects. And so I saw this consulting company that was looking for a project manager. I applied and got an interview. And the interview went really well. I was so genuinely confident that they knew beyond any doubt that I was a good candidate. And I knew beyond any doubt that I got the job. So I come home and I'm just waiting for the call. I know the call is going to come. And it came the same day. But what they said was completely unexpected. They said, Victoria, we thought that you were the best candidate by far, and we would like to offer you a position. However, we would like to offer you a different position. What we didn't tell you during the interview, our VP of Operations has just handed a notice. So we would love to hire you as our new VP of Operations. Whoa, that was so unexpected. I had no idea this was even in the works. But here is the thing. I don't think my general knowledge of project management was any more spectacular than any other person who walks through the door. I'm sure there are other candidates were just as technically solid, were just as experienced. However, what I think put me into a category of my own was my confidence. Just the way I carried myself, just the way I presented myself, just the way I was so genuinely aware of who I was and what I brought to the table set me completely apart. And that confidence was something that they didn't see in any other candidate. And that confidence got me a job of the VP of operations of that company, even though I came and interviewed for a much lower position. This is something that can absolutely happen to anyone who is able to overcome the fear of public speaking and show up as the best version of themselves. And things like that happened again and again. Interviews, promotions, raises. I can pinpoint every single one of those events directly to me conquering the fear of public speaking. So I stayed in the corporate for a few more years, but then a few years later, I realized I just couldn't keep myself away from starting another business. And so I did. I started a company called Nutty Scientists of Houston. It was a franchise. And in 6 years, I built that company from nothing to #1 Nutty Scientist location in North America. And again, I can tell you with absolute 100% degree of certainty that the reason I was able to launch and grow my business to this extent was entirely due to my communication skills and my public speaking skills. 100%. Because as the owner of that business, I was constantly presenting. I was in front of hundreds and thousands of people all the time, not only as myself, Victoria, the owner of the business, but also as one of the nutty scientists. And my name was Professor Proton because I'm positive. So it allowed me to expand the company all over Houston. And if you're listening to me and you live in Houston and you have kids, you may have heard of my company because we were literally everywhere. And so for me to take something that I truly had no experience with and then expand it everywhere was all due to knowing how to go out there and present. I even appeared on live TV on one of the Houston morning shows. And I won't lie to you, it was nerve-wracking, even though I'm not afraid of public speaking anymore. It was still terrifying just because it's live TV and I've never been in a studio before. But I showed up with genuine confidence, as myself, being fun, being engaging, being down to earth. And I was able to give so much more credibility to my company through that appearance as well. And looking back, if several decades ago I did not work on overcoming my fear of public speaking, there was no way I would have done any of it. Because let's face it, there is no greater fear than public speaking. There is truly no greater terror in the professional world than public speaking. And I've had so many clients who have gone through a similar transformation. One of my clients, Irina, came to my podcast and shared her story, and you can listen to her talking about her journey in episode 16, which came out a few months ago. But in short, Irina came to my program because she needed to present in public. And at the time, because it was during COVID, she was only doing presentations on live streams. And it was terrifying to her. When she joined the program, she confessed that she was shaken so much during every live stream that she could barely concentrate on what she was saying. And I remember at the very beginning when she just joined, she said, "You know, Victoria, my dream is to become an international speaker." And she kind of laughed about it because she knew it was such a huge dream and it felt so impossible because she couldn't even do a live stream in front of 2 people. And slowly, as Irina was going through the program, she started doing more and more live streams. Then she started doing presentations at work. Then she started doing presentations outside of work. And the next thing I knew, she was writing a book. And so when Irina and I reconnected a few years later, she told me that she had finished the book. She did the publicity tour with the book. She gave lots and lots of interviews in different media outlets. She continued doing presentations. She decided that she wanted to help more people, and she became a coach. She got invited to host her own radio show. And to top it all, she started speaking internationally. Yes, that dream to become an international speaker came true. So now she is an author, she is a coach, she is a radio host, and she is an international speaker. And she told me that she owes all of this to overcoming her fear of public speaking. Her life is very different now than it was a few years ago. And it's all because she made the decision to overcome her fear. I've had clients who have gone from having massive public speaking anxiety and basically refusing to speak in public to getting jobs where they were doing presentations every single day. I've had clients who have completely changed their careers. I've had clients who got promotions way beyond anything they could imagine. I've had clients who started businesses. Again, something that they were afraid to do because they knew that having your own business basically implies that you have to speak publicly, and that fear was holding them back. The amount of possibilities and opportunities that open up to you once you conquer your fear of public speaking is just incredible. But it's not only about that. It's about living a life where you're no longer stressed, where you're enjoying what you're doing rather than feel terrified about it, where you can be yourself, go anywhere, and speak as if you were talking to friends. It's about enjoying life. It's about feeling comfortable in your skin. It's about feeling as the best version of yourself. And if you have been held back by your public speaking anxiety, if this fear has been preventing you from going after a new job, from starting a business, from getting a promotion, from going after some really amazing opportunities, then now is the time to fix that. In 2 weeks, on October 25th, I will be doing a free 3-day challenge. And during those 3 days, I'm going to help you ignite your public speaking confidence. You can learn more about the challenge and register at www.igniteyourspeakingconfidence.com. Again, the URL is www.igniteyourspeakingconfidence.com. I cannot wait to meet you during the challenge. I cannot wait to help you take the first step towards overcoming your fear of public speaking. And I cannot wait to watch you grow and transform. I hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.